So there's two questions here, John, and the first one I'm going to ask you, if you like, I'd be happy to share that story, the story that we had together when this question was brought up on camera somewhere on a TV set. I won't mention any names, but here comes the question, and you know it. You know, the question is, how did you replace cartilage in your knee? I'm scheduled for a partial knee replacement. Do you remember the TV show?
Yeah, I sure do.
If you want me to share a little, I will. I'll have fun with it.
I sure do, Jim, and you're welcome to go ahead and share, and then I'll add in afterwards.
Yeah, you may have to clean it up a little, but basically, John and Chelsea were on a TV set, and with a very prominent doctor, and the doctor was sharing his testimony with John and Chelsea as a client many years ago. So it actually kind of gives credibility to sustainability and longevity and all that. And he was very complimentary about the program. And then off camera, he says to John, he goes, John, I just want to kind of let you know one thing. You know, as a doctor, I just want to let you know, you really can't get back your cartilage. And that was on the set and stuff. So I'm standing off to the side and I overheard that. And I just went up to doctor. I says, excuse me, doctor, my name's Jim Holmes. I'm not a doctor, but are you aware of the science of intercellular hydration, where in a well-hydrated socket, it actually, you know, that movement creates a vacuum and it sucks in two things. Scientifically, it can be shown it sucks in hydration and it pulls cartilage in. Are you aware of that science? And I'll leave the rest for you, John. He didn't like that.
Yeah. Well, and then I gave him a little challenge, because he has a large, not just a clinic. I mean, he has an operation the size of a hospital. And I challenged him to give me 10 patients with no cartilage. I said, give me 10 patients with no cartilage and let me have them for 88 days. And let's do a clinical study together of what happens to them. Because look, guys, 26 years ago, I did regrow 5 centimeters of cartilage in both my knees. And, you know, anybody that's been around me or that knows, you know, sometimes I've talked to Jim Holmes. I've been at a football stadium running to the top and running to the bottom for an hour, football stadium bleachers for an hour while I'm talking on the phone. You can't do that with no cartilage in your knees. You got to have a lot of cartilage to do that. That's like a college football player activity. You know, I live right next to Laguna Hills. You know why they call it Laguna Hills? Because there's a lot of hills. So every day now, we're in my neighborhood where I do my shuffle. Guess what? I have hills to go up and down. And if you're going to shuffle up and down hills, you better have a good cartilage in your knees to be shuffling up and down your hills, which I do. So I was completely confident to issue the challenge. However, he immediately said, no way, never going to happen. So I can tell you that if you'll just do what we teach, you can have what we have. You can have what we have. So, and I'm not the only one. There are, you know, probably hundreds and hundreds of other clients that their testimony is the same as ours. Their hips, their shoulders, their knees, their ankles. People have regrown their cartilage. It is pure science. It is pure science, and you will do it too. So now you don't have to understand all the science. You don't. You just have to do what we're teaching you to do. So keep it steady one day at a time. And please, 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 after you have regrown that cartilage, turn your camera on and please share your story. Because we need people to share their story, because stories are indisputable. They're undeniable. Anyone can write something in a book. Anyone can make a statement. Anybody can be a negative Nelly. But when you share your testimony, that's indisputable, undeniable, empirical evidence And so I encourage you to just stay steady. You're going to have an amazing testimony, and then share your story after you have it.
Yes. Well said.
All right. Yeah, that was great. That was a lot of fun. I remember that day. And we actually, I can even think we have a transformer coach that has a family member that I think had a similar situation as well. So John's not alone on that one.